You are 3 months away from a completely different financial life. Not a slightly better one, a fundamentally different one. And I know that sounds like the kind of thing people say right before they try to sell you a course, but stay with me, because what I'm about to walk you through is a specific, realistic, and honestly kind of uncomfortable process that actually works. Here is the thing nobody tells you about financial change. It does not happen gradually over years. It happens in concentrated bursts when you finally get serious enough to do something differently. 3 months is not a magic number. It is the minimum amount of time required to break an old financial pattern, build a new habit, and see actual results that reinforce the behavior. Less than 3 months, and you are just experimenting. More than 3 months, and you are delaying. So let me break this down into exactly what needs to happen month by month and why most people fail even when they have the best intentions. Before we even get to month one, I want to address something that almost guarantees failure if you ignore it. Most people approach personal finance like it is an information problem. They think if they just learn enough budgeting strategies or watch enough videos, eventually they will change. But information is not your problem. You already know you should spend less than you earn. You already know saving matters. The real problem is identity. You have a story you tell yourself about money, and until that story changes, no strategy in the world will stick for longer than a few weeks. So the very first thing you need to do before downloading any budgeting app or making any spreadsheet is write down in one sentence what your current relationship with money actually is. Be brutally honest. Something like, I am someone who always runs out of money before the end of the month, or I am someone who earns decent money but has nothing to show for it. Whatever your honest sentence is, write it down, because you cannot change something you are not willing to name. Now, month one, this entire month is about one thing and one thing only: clarity. You cannot fix what you cannot see, and most people are genuinely shocked when they find out where their money actually goes versus where they think it goes. Your job in month one is to track every single dollar that comes in and goes out, every coffee, every subscription, every impulse purchase, not to judge yourself, just to see. What you are building here is what I call a financial mirror. Most people walk through their financial life with no mirror at all. They have a vague sense that things are not great, but the details are blurry. Month one is about making everything sharp and clear. At the end of week two, you are going to do something that almost nobody does. You are going to calculate your actual hourly rate of everything you buy. If you earn $30 an hour after taxes and you are spending $40 a month on a streaming service you barely use, that is more than an hour of your life every single month going towards something you get almost no value from. This reframing is psychologically powerful because it connects money to time, and time feels more real and more precious to most people than abstract dollar amounts. By the end of month one, you should have two things: a complete picture of where your money is going, and a list of at least 5 things you are paying for that you either do not use or do not value enough to justify. Cancel or reduce those 5 things before month two begins. That's your first win. Small, but real. Month two is where most people quit, which is exactly why I'm warning you about it right now. Month two is the hardest month. You have killed some of the easy waste, the obvious subscriptions, the unnecessary expenses. Now you're dealing with the harder stuff, the emotional spending, the social spending, the habitual spending that is woven into your daily identity. This is where it gets genuinely uncomfortable. The central task of month two is building what I call a gap. The gap is the difference between what you earn and what you spend. For most people, this gap is either tiny, negative, or non-existent. Your job in month two is to aggressively widen that gap, and you have 2 levers to do it: spend less or earn more. Ideally, both. On the spending side, I want you to implement a 48-hour rule on any non-essential purchase over $30. You feel the urge to buy something, you wait 48 hours before you pull the trigger. Research consistently shows that a huge percentage of purchases made on impulse would not be made if you simply introduced a delay. This one rule alone can save people hundreds of dollars per month without any real sacrifice, just a pause. On the income side, month 2 is when you start exploring whether there is any way to increase what comes in, even slightly. This does not have to be a side hustle. It could be selling things you already own that are just sitting there. It could be asking your employer about overtime. It could be picking up one extra shift if that applies to you. Even an extra $200 a month changes the math significantly when you stack it over time. Here is the emotional reality of month 2, though. You are going to feel restricted. You are going to feel like you are missing out. You are going to have moments where you think, is this even worth it? I need you to hold on to a very specific thought in those moments. You are not restricting your life. You are buying your future freedom. Every dollar you protect in month 2 is a dollar that goes to work for you instead of disappearing into nothing. By the end of month 2, you should have a gap. Even if it's small, even if it's $50 a month, you have created a gap. Now we have something to work with. Month 3 is where things start to feel different, not just financially, but psychologically. This is the month where you take the gap you built and you point it at something specific. This is the strategy phase. And the strategy is not complicated, but most people skip it because it requires making actual decisions about what you want your life to look like. Here's the framework. You have 3 financial priorities that need to run simultaneously in a specific order. First, if you do not have a starter emergency fund of at least $1,000, that comes first. Before investing, before extra debt payments, before anything. $1,000 sitting in a separate savings account changes your relationship with the unexpected entirely. Your car breaks down, your phone breaks, something goes wrong, you handle it in cash and you move on. Without that buffer, every single unexpected expense is a financial emergency that potentially sets you back months. Second, if you have high-interest debt, meaning anything above roughly 8% interest, the gap you created goes toward destroying that debt as fast as possible. This is math, not philosophy. Paying off a 20% credit card is the equivalent of earning a 20% guaranteed return on your money. Nothing in the investment world comes close to that guaranteed return. Third, once high-interest debt is gone and your emergency fund exists, you start building. This is where you open or increase contributions to whatever tax-advantaged retirement account you have access to. You don't need to understand everything about investing to start. You need to start, and then you learn while you go. Now, here's what month 3 actually feels like if you've done months 1 and 2 right. It feels like momentum. You have clarity, you have a gap, you have a plan, and you have evidence, your own evidence, that you can actually do this. That psychological shift is worth more than any specific financial tactic because it changes what you believe is possible for you. Let me be direct about something before I wrap this up. 3 months will not solve a decade of financial chaos. If you have significant debt or you're starting from a really difficult place, 3 months is not going to fix everything. But 3 months done correctly will do something more important. It will change the trajectory. The direction you are moving matters more than where you currently are. If you are moving in the right direction with actual momentum, time becomes your greatest asset. 3 months is how you flip the direction from downward drift to upward momentum. The people who fail at financial change almost always fail for one of 3 reasons. They try to change everything at once and burn out. They skip the clarity phase and try to build strategy on top of confusion. Or they stop when it gets uncomfortable in month 2, right before the momentum kicks in. You now have the map. Month 1 is clarity, month 2 is the gap, month 3 is the strategy. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start because there is no perfect moment. There is only right now and the version of yourself 3 months from now who is either glad you started today or still waiting for the perfect time. This channel is where I break down exactly how to build real financial momentum without the fluff and without the fake guru nonsense. If that's what you're here for, subscribe and come back. Next video video is going live in a few days, and it is going to be worth your time.